Oh hey, welcome back to more Pokemon Legends Arceus. You can just call me Stent. Last time we went through the the rest of the Daybreak content. Thought I was going to get a chance to actually catch some more legendaries, but it turned out that wasn't the case. Funny story, actually. I forgot to save after the last stream, so I had to go for it all again, meaning we did unfortunately end up losing the Gliscor and the shiny Snover, but as a consolation, during my various exploits with trying to recapture everything, as well, basically get back all the progress I had made, and in the meantime actually go off and catch every single Pokemon which is available to us, especially in the Coronet Highlands. There's nothing else we need to get there. Just go all the way through this list. Everything's all highlighted. Let's just see checklist so you can see. I have gone out of my way off stream to actually catch every single Pokemon I can up to this point, which, to be fair, I'd already made a fair bit of progress throughout all the various other streams, but a couple of outliers were... Let me just scroll all the way down to them. I just want to... I will say, as just a small note, the fact that you can actually catch every single Pokemon in this game without trading is a godsend. It just makes things so much less hassle. Especially for me, who... I guess I technically have two Switches, this and my old one. But of course I only have one copy of the game. I'm not that deranged yet. But yeah, as you can probably notice, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, these ones were the ones which were the biggest issue, especially Shieldon, for a reason which pertains to the space-time distortions, where you actually, which is the only way you can get these for. The way I found that space-time distortions actually works is that each time one spawns, there are 3 dedicated spots within the distortion where unique Pokemon spawn. In the Coronet Highlands, there are 6 Pokemon which can spawn in such spots, being Rowlet, Dartrix, Cranidos, Rampardos, Shieldon, and Bastiodon. Meaning, I basically had to sit at camp for hours on end, because that's the best way to just spawn them, is just wait by camp doing nothing, just waiting for them to just spawn in naturally. Constantly have to go there and check for whichever Pokemon would spawn there, which for the longest time was mostly just Rowlets. I did come across the occasional Cranidos and Rapardos and Bastiodon. For some reason, Shieldon just took ages and ages to spawn, and I only managed to get the one, which is well, I'm happy I got the one at least. Meaning, of course, aside from event-specific Pokemon, like Shaman and Darkrai, I can't get Shaman because I don't have Sword and Shield. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Pokemon left in the Pokédex to find, not including the big man. Actually, including the big man himself. I guess as a small consolation, with the fact that I didn't get my big level 80 Alpha Gliscor or my shiny Snover, I did get a little consolation over here, that mainly being another shiny Staravia. Because of course, and then of course I ended up in the I think it was in the Highlands actually, I just stumbled across a random shiny Haunter, which I evolved into Gengar. Along with, also in the Highlands, 2 shiny Voltorbs, which I can't transfer up to any of my other games because, of course, this is a different account and I'd need to do trade backs and I don't have the respective games for them. Oh... So I guess these are just going to languish here for the rest of time. Anyways. Since, of course, this means I've managed to catch everything here, logically that means I've got enough research points to get to the next level. Kind of weird at this point that they haven't gone to research level 10, but then again, I have been busy doing other things. And there are other ways I can get to level 10 at the rank 10 at this point, I'm sure. And another side quest here, I'll check that in a little bit. Yep, here's my Pokédex. Seems to earn myself a star. Just the 9th star. Disappointingly enough. Rewards you earn from server reports will be more generous. And I get rare candies, crit pebbles. I mean, it's a nice bonus and all, I'll happily take it. Definitely gonna need these in a little bit. I'm not sure I have enough grit rocks though, I'll have to see, but I'll happily take this opportunity to boost up the rest of my team, because I think for this particular part, I'm going to need them. I'll put the rest of these into Lopunny, why not? And I'll put the rest of those in storage for in case I need them. As for who I'm going to use these on, I reckon just use Furry on you. Try to get everyone as close to 80 as I can. And just dump the rest into you. I probably could have used them on Gengar, but Gengar's so far behind at this point, it's not really worth the trouble. Another mission here, not entirely certain as to whether or not I'm going to be able to get to this point. I'll check. Oh, there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of them. I completely forgot about this. I was gonna say, potentially, there's like, I predict these streams will be over in like 1 or 2 streams maximum. I completely forgot about these. May as well see if these are quick enough to actually get out of the way, because, again, I completely forgot about these. Krogun's poison. I reckon these are all just to do with, Sudowoodo or Bogbound Pants seem to be feeling rather poorly. Odo, one of the chaps from the village, is doing his best to treat it, but he could use a bit of help. And lastly, the Darksome Nightmare. Kale of the Pearl Clan has reported seeing a strange Pokemon up at the Coronet Highlands. I'm not sure we'll be able to get to this. Speak with a fellow in my lab and see if you can capture the Pokemon concerned. The Darksome Nightmare. You're the one who accepted my request. Well then, let's get right down to business. You have very... Look at those cheekbones. There's an old tale that's long been told in the Hisuian region, of the dark nightmare that visits people on lonely paths at night. The Pokemon world must really be a nightmare to actually live in. Just constantly all this stuff that's out to kill you. I never put any stock in it myself until I saw it. I saw a terrifying black Pokemon just like in one of the stories. They say that people who are trapped in nightmares it creates never wake again. We can't wait for someone to fall victim to it. We have to act fast before that can happen. I saw it near the Clamor Claw Cliffs partway up Mount Coronet. I was out when I was walking alone at night, just as the old stories say. Be careful if you go in search of it. When do you lose your life over this? Oh, hi, Nasser. We just gotten the quest for Darkrai, along with like a bajillion other side quests, which I forgot about. Another little detail here, I think. If you get into, I think you have to actually talk to the professor. Hello, Professor. It's been a while. What say you take the Pokemon here in my lab on one of your excursions? Ah, sure. Splendid! I'm sure that the chance to help you with your survey won't be a delight to any Pokemon, especially one stuck indoors for so long like mine. So yeah, after you beat the main story, he basically just gives you the other starters, which is nice. I mean, I've already caught them via time and space distortions, but it's a nice option for those who haven't quite gotten around to that yet. Because otherwise, you're either waiting around for space-time distortions or massive mass outbreaks. That's the one. I was gonna do the leftovers of his quest, but I think given it's on the way, I may just end up going after Darkrai as well. Let's see. Catch a nose pass to give to Gully. Where is Gully? Okay, I guess they're all just scattered to the four winds. Just gonna do a little bit of admin here, just see what quests I can progress while I'm here. I just ended up dedicating the last part strictly to the side quests I missed. Oh, you heard about my request about Krogunk? Remember the Diamond Clan told me they make medicine by diluting Krogunk's poison? Medicine made from Krogunk's poison can apparently relieve pain in the lower back. Ah. I could certainly do with some of that. I'd love to have someone to get bugged. The poor gentleman's bedridden from back pain. I know how to make the medicine, so I need some help getting my hands on Krogunk poison. So just catch a Krogunk, which I now have, if I can find in this jumbled mess of a pasture. There it is, Krogunk. Just the one. You sure want to give up this Pokemon? Sure, Krogunks are fairly common. So this is Krogunk. Got a charming little face, hasn't it? I need a smidgen of your poison, please, Krogunk. Would you be so kind? He's like, what, me? Now to whip up that medicine. I mostly just know Krogunk from the anime, just taking the place of like Misty and Max from the previous series. It is kind of bizarre how they just dragged Brock back into the Sinnoh League. I guess I figured, well, he was in the Hoenn League as well, may as well just bring him along for the third time. Pokemon come to my in surprising ways sometimes, don't they? I bet we'll be able to keep an even greater range of people and Pokemon if we could set up some kind of aid facility where Pokemon work side by side with us. Also somehow running it completely free so that people can just use and abuse our services no problem, with no strain on any sort of state or anything. Of course, we'll need to learn so much more about Pokemon if that is ever to happen. I'm starting to think the survey score work will help us in ways people aren't even aware of. Pestle, my poor back, it's screaming! One moment, I got a medicine that ought to be a great help. Looks like we'll have Buck back up on his feet thanks to you and Krogunk. Nice. Yeah, that's one that you probably get, like, really early on in the game, which I've just missed up to this point. Let's see what else is here. Wurmple's evolved. Speak to Beauregard about... Oh. I forgot about you. It's kind of surprising that this hasn't cropped up on the board until now. I guess it's mostly just the, result of me just not catching much stuff. I don't believe it. Professor Laventon seems to think that little beauty thread here is a Cascoon. But, hello? It's clearly a Silcoon. You're making some kind of Pokédex or something together with the Professor, right? And you got to help me. Go catch a wild Silcoon so I can prove this is the same species of beauty thread here. Well, I happen to have a Silcoon. I reckon this is another one you can get, like, really early on. There's Silcoon. Ha! Just as I thought, they're exactly the same. They're different colors. This one's more purple. Now that you mention it, I guess they're not exactly two pieces apart. I just never thought there'd be two Pokemon this similar that could actually be a similar species. Yeah. It really is like filler, isn't it? Gen 3 unfortunately was a lot like that, unfortunately. Like, you got Silcoon and Cascoon, you got Plusle and Minum. Oh. You defended my body. I didn't know the first thing about you, did I? I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm sure you're still happy to have a little goof like me for a partner. Cas! You defend your lovable rascal. You are the only partner for him. This dynamic duo shall stay together forever. Nice. I'm surprised the little guy hasn't evolved yet. Guessing that comes a little bit later. I'm just gonna check back on the board because that could have easily been one that I missed. Let me just check. Nothing seems relevant to me. I'll take it. Okay, what else can we do while we're here? Let's see, Bogbound Camp. Speak with Gully at the supply core to find out more. Admittedly, that wasn't as much as I was worried about. Those were over a lot quicker than I was anticipating. Alright, let's get a move on. I'd say we'll take this time now that we're here to actually catch Darkrai, because where we're going, it's on the way. Ooh, Sneasler. That ought to be pretty interesting. Also, probably thinking I should just buy a whole bunch of stuff for Sticky Globs, because I think we're gonna need a whole bunch. Or I can just use the rest of my funds to just buy Sticky Globs. That's not many. That's unfortunate. I will admit, I do sort of miss actually having a mini-map from Scarlet and Violet. It wasn't exactly the best mini-map, but it was just a nice little thing to have. And what is going on here? There's supposed to be a quest line over here, yet there's none. Oh. Guess I was just way off there. Alright. I'm going to be waiting for some of the survey corps to come along. I want to go gather crafting materials in Wayward Cape, but I realize I've got a bit of a problem. My sense of direction is worse than useless. If there's any chance of at all getting lost in that cave, you can bet that's what I'll do. I mean, there's torches in there, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just follow the lights. But I know a way to keep myself from stumbling around in the dark forever. See, there's an old saying in my hometown, a nose pass never wanders. Since nose paths always face in the same direction, people in my village would look to this Pokemon for guidance when they lost their way. That must be really awkward in battles, actually. Just all the times I fought it in like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Colosseum, and XD. It must have been really awkward just to have nose pass come out and just immediately just phase magnetic north. And just sort of disregard the fights entirely. Just have to fight while just... It's like in FPSs, really, where you're trying to do all the stuff without actually using the look. So you're just moving and strafing, but you can't aim. Or at the very least, you can only aim up and down. Must be a nightmare. Oh, I'll admit I've not actually seen a nose pass before in my life, but it doesn't matter. I just need to find myself a nose pass before I find myself hopelessly lost. I'll check the direction that it faces on my map and navigate through the cave with ease. Well, I just so happen to haven't frickin' teleported again. Okay, right by the entrance to the cave. That's useful. I suppose, thinking about it, I have sort of odd thoughts of this game at this point, because whilst I am glad I've gone through it again, and I've definitely enjoyed my time, and I definitely hope that future games actually take more inspiration from this game. I am ready to be done with it. Just more so just looking forward to finally getting back to Sonic stuff, because it's been too long. It's been too long. Yeah, I'm sure I got a nose pass in here. Yep. Good old nose pass, looking all polygonal and stuff. That's a nose pass, alright. Thanks for finding it. Now, as I understand it, this Pokemon's giant nose always points in the same direction. So it's facing this way. That means the exit must be over here. Nose pass never wanders indeed. I wish I'd encountered this Pokemon sooner. I owe you a big thanks. It's such a relief to finally have a nose pass as my trusty guide. If only there was a thing which you could actually put on like a watch, or just like have on your person, which you can have around your neck and just consult. Honestly, just having a regular compass seems like it would be way more useful. All the twists and turns of Wayward Cape can't stop me now. I'll admit though, I do quite like Probopass. It is generally cool looking fella. Oh, you can fly in here, I forgot. Must be pretty awkward though, especially with all these Golbats. Still would have preferred like a wheel. Or something to just make swapping between mounts easier, because obviously I think it's more just sort of a me problem, because I keep forgetting that the Breviary and Widear, they're right next to each other. I just keep cycling around the opposite direction. As well as that's more my issue than anything. Right. Just gonna turn in for the night, and we're gonna see if we can fight Darkrai. My history with Darkrai mostly partakes to movie 10. With, I forget the name of it, the one city with the Twin Towers, which are a big musical instrument, and the Song of Racion, and the contest there, and the guy turns into a Licky Licky. I did enjoy that movie, though. When I was younger, my collection of the movies was a bit odd. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Mostly because the movies 7 to 9 for the longest time were just seemingly impossible to get over. In fact, even now, I struggle to find like movies 8 and 9 on DVDs. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna see if I can catch you without fighting you, because that's how I usually roll. Ooh. He's being all cool about it, just sneaking behind. Oh, there he is. Does he get his legs? We're just gonna stand there, just like. I gotta admit, that is definitely a cool design. Okay. Catch Darkrai. You. Oh, he's right over there. Wait, he just sort of de-aggroes from when he's at long range, right? I could probably just snipe him. Nope, sniping doesn't work. Alright, come at me with your weird looking... That is still cheap though. Is teleporting out of the range of my thing? How many times are you gonna do this? I'm actually gonna have to fight you. I don't want to have to fight you because it sort of ruins my perfect streak, but... Right, where did you go? Oh. Okay, I just had to hit him from behind. Bop. Got you there. One jet ball. Astounding. Now everyone will be able to rest easy. Yes, now no one else will fall victim to such dark nightmares. I suppose I'd better be heading back home myself now, but I won't ever forget what you did. Farewell, young one. That will happily go on Lopunny. Just to sort of round out the leveling a little bit. It's kind of weird, though. With this game, I'm really having sort of this strange nostalgia for Gen 4 again. Mostly Battle Revolution, because that's sort of the main one which I'm nostalgic for. That's how that works. Anyways, we're done here. Gonna go talk to Volo and proceed with the quest line. Also, you can get Rotoms here, that's pretty neat. Have a look at this stent. Who could have done this? The statue has been kept here, far from the statues of Dialga and Palkia. Broken and shattered, and yet it remains. Do you know what it is? I'm just gonna say not at all. I mean, I do know. Oh? You're the greatest wielder of Pokemon this land knows. The one who could even bring low even Dialga and Palkia, but it seems certain things are beyond even your grasp. The crumbling statue once was a figure of a Pokemon, one that was equal to both Dialga and Palkia, yet banished from our world. The great Pokemon Giratina. It was banished for its violence, left to dwell in a world on the reverse side of our own. We never actually did get context for that, did we? The fact that just Giratina was apparently so violent it had to be vac banned from the entire universe. It is a being that has lain in wait for the chance to bare its fangs in defiance and tear down Arceus itself. Now tell me, if this Giratina desires more than anything else to challenge almighty Arceus, where do you think it might appear? Probably the Sinnoh Temple? Exactly. Where one is closer to the heavens than any other place in Hisui. It's kind of weird when you think about it. I would have thought, given how massive that cliff face was, Snow Point Temple might have been a contender. And where the space-time rift first opened. You good? You good, Volo? I can feel it. We're getting closer to uncovering the secrets of this world. I dare say the excitement is loosening my lips more than it should. But you see, ever since I was young, whenever I met with something painful or heartbreaking, I couldn't help but wonder why life was so unfair. I was cursed to live through such things. Of course, I imagine we all go through something like that. Eventually, I chose to direct all my energy into my own natural curiosity and ambition. And what tickled my curiosity more strongly than anything were the mysteries to be found in legends, in history, in ruins. You see, I fancied that by unraveling these mysteries, I could find out how the world itself came to be, and with that knowledge, maybe even forge a new, better world. You're starting to sound awfully familiar here, Volo. Now, if we can find the realm that exists on the reverse side of our world, and meet the Creator's unwanted child banished therein, perhaps we'll be able to understand the nature of Almighty Sinnoh itself. Don't you want to see it with your own eyes? You must make for the Temple of Sinnoh at Mount Coronet's Peak. Dialga and Palkia both appeared from within the rift that once gaped open there, didn't they? If these plates can call anything at all, it seems likely that this is where it would appear. And apparently I'm just going along with this. Alright, let's get on with proceedings. What could possibly go wrong? Aside from being ambushed by the Alpha Electivire up here. I can imagine if we just ran into more shinies here. That's the thing that's been weird about this whole stream. Most of the shinies I've actually caught are off stream. I mean, we've seen some shinies on here before, like the Snover and the Unknown, but those are really the only ones. Yeah, definitely gonna miss this too, this super airy looking place. It really does feel like there's still a missing piece to the puzzle, though. That there's still some further mystery to it all. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. Anyways, let's wrap up this whole quest line. We're still half an hour in. Alright. I reckon at this point, this might actually be the last one. We'll just see how we go. There's still, like, a whole bunch more Pokemon for us to catch, and more quests for us to do, aside from... I'm just gonna reiterate for those who didn't catch last stream, I'm not going to do the Path of Solitude quests. They don't really have much in terms of story elements, and generally I don't really find them all that interesting. The Path of Solitude itself, I may have a look into that. I do kind of like that it's something that's reminiscent of the Battle Simulator from Colosseum and XD, though, considering leveling as allowed is much easier to cheese. Alright, here we are, in the dead of night. The temple lies in ruins now. Columns cracked and broken, like pillars, now turned into spears. You get it? Do you get it? You get it already? This is Spear Pillar. You remember Spear Pillar? You remember Diamond and Pearl and... stabbing into the heavens. Well, I detect a distinct lack of Giratina. Is something bothering you? I do beg your pardon. I suppose I must seem to be behaving strangely. I dare say you deserve to know what I'm really after by now. Ever since I became convinced that Arceus really does exist, there's been one question that consumed my thoughts. How can I meet such a being myself? It was an attempt to answer that question that I originally sought out Giratina and had it tear open that rift in space and time. I beg your pardon. After all, Giratina wished to stand against Arceus, but that didn't do the trick. So then, I had you gather up the fragments of the all-encompassing deity, just as the Mures of the Ruins directed. 18 plates, said to be the fragments of an all-encompassing deity. You hold in your hands 17 of them, so you must be wondering, where's the last one? Why, it's right here! What are you doing? Oh. Seriously? You seriously thought that looked acceptable? You looked in the mirror one morning and thought, yes, I'm gonna go with that for my big plan. Oh. You look ridiculous. Sorry. Now, hand over the plates you've gathered. I will be the one to bring them all together. My desire to meet Arceus cannot be contained any longer. I need to know what it is. I must know what it is. If I can meet Arceus itself, then I may also be able to subjugate its power. And using that, I'll attempt to create a new, better world. Of course, if I create a brand new world, then this Hisui region we currently exist in will be undone and return to nothing. You, everyone you know, and all the Pokemon living here will vanish in an instant, as if you'd never been. If you want to keep this wealth from disappearing, then face me in battle. Not that you have a choice. If you don't wish to battle me, I'm not above using force to take those plates from you. I mean, this is an RPG. It wouldn't really matter if I lost anyway. Still think that hair looks ridiculous. Oh, a Spiritomb lead. And what's that I hear? That piano. Oh boy. Yeah. I do really love this particular theme and the theme it's based off of, but this is like the harbinger for many a wipe. But then again, I am 10 levels higher. Send it. My main strategy here is just keep Umbreon alive for a reason which will become more apparent later on, as I have fought this boss before. Yeah, there's Lucario. Why wouldn't you go for close combat? Oh. That's why. He was saving it for later, and somehow I still survived that. The wonders of grit. It's like, when you actually use grit items on your Pokemon, it snaps the game in half. I kinda love it. Bam! Wait. It would be amazing if Lopunny could just sweep this whole thing. I'm not counting on her to, it would just be cool. Yeah, Roserade. Yeah, so far, all his party members mirror Cynthia's. So I suppose it's quite interesting, this whole ordeal with the idea that all the characters here, which are all like resemble all the previous characters we've seen in past games, are sort of like mirrors of one another. So like Arezu and Silene, of course, characters like Mars and Cyrus have their alignments like completely swapped. So they're like the good guys. Meanwhile, Cynthia, like the main sort of hero slash champion of Diamond and Pearl, turns out to be the ultimate villain. I suppose it is a pretty cool little twist. I completely forgot I didn't have Psychic here, but that's fine. I can just beam you twice. Try surviving this one. That's what I thought. It'll be interesting to see what the grit level of all his Pokemon are. Oh, there's Garchomp already. And that's your best shot against me, is it? Well, just realized I don't even need Moonblast for this. I could do 4 times damage to this. Also, yeah, God of Wonderland's Ice Beam in this game. Like, imagine if we could learn Ice Beam in, like, past games. That would just, like, have tipped it over the edge against Alakazam almost instantly. Also, this is the one Pokemon which differentiates from Cynthia, Arcanine. Which I always thought was kind of a weird one, because, of course, I get that he couldn't have Milotic, because Milotic isn't in this game, but I thought it would have made more sense for him to have a Gastrodon, considering Cynthia also had a Gastrodon in Diamond and Pearl. And Gastrodon is in this game. I figured it might be sort of poetic if it was like the opposite version of the Gastrodon Cynthia had, so it's like, I think Cynthia had like a West Coast Gastrodon, I'll have to check, so Volo could have easily had like an East Coast Gastrodon, the blue one, just to sort of differentiate him a little bit more. But instead he just has an Arcanine with 3 moves. Yeah. I'm not afraid of you. I'm gonna use this to set up. Probably should have brought Swords Dance, but I wanted to use Focus Energy for humorous reasons. Losses for Raging Fury, that's a shame. Have 4 times damage. Blog! Wasn't even a crit. And he's down to his last already. His main ace, Togekiss. That is sort of a pretty cool twist, though. The fact that he starts off with Togepi and Gible, and you think, Oh, he's based off Cynthia. He's gonna have Garchomp and his ace. Nope, his ace is Togekiss. Unfortunately, no Serene Grace, no Air Slash. Well, there is Air Slash, but no King's Rock, so, yeah, sorry, Samurott. I would have thought you'd have a better representation in this fight, but no matter. I'm gonna use a Pokemon which I don't think many people actually bring into this fight for obvious reasons. Another Time Distortion exclusive, Porygon Z. Say goodbye! Amazing. Why? Why you? Why do you have the blessing of Arceus? Shut up. The level disparity between us is just hilarious at this point, and yet people still have problems with this fight. I don't really get it. Why? How? I've devoted myself to Arceus beyond any other. I've watched it as the creator of our entire world. I bent all my passion and interest into its study. All the time I've spent poring over the legends. Everything I've done. You outsider. It's almost as if you were spat out of the space-time rift just to get in my way. No. No. This isn't finished yet. Can you feel it? The chill creeping through your veins. The eldritch presence icing your heart. Oh, we finally get a cool cutscene. Gotta admit, this is definitely a cool visual with just him with the wings. There he is, there's the big boy. Giratina, strike him down! Not quite the jump scare from Platinum, but definitely a fairly menacing appearance, even though he's a lot smaller than he was just now. And how convenient I start off with Umbreon. I didn't even plan that, but yeah. Giratina, generally pretty tough. Unless, of course, you have an Umbreon. Look at that damage! That was basically nothing. This was basically the fight which sort of this and everything that I went through with Colosseum and XD has basically solidified Umbreon as my favorite Pokemon for just this reason. The fact that I just takes so much damage while refusing to die. Obviously, this may be a little tense in the fact that I don't have much recovery, which Umbreon definitely needs. And again, all defensive Pokemon generally need, but look at this Aura Sphere now. Nothing! And in the meantime, let me just put you down even more of a peg. Say goodbye to your offensive stats. Look at that, not even at half health. Alright, let me just wrap this up with Dark Pulse. Like that, just done immediately. But wait! There's more! Yeah. Technically, Volo is the first enemy Pokemon trainer to have 8 Pokemon at his disposal. Beating the previous winners like Greevil. Yeah, Greevil and Getsis, who previously held the title at 7. Offensive stats returned and all, that's not good. You know what? I'll let you get in the free hit. My back's turned. My back's turned! How'd you like that? That was seriously nothing! This destroyer of worlds that was banished for being so violent and powerful can't even defeat this small dog. It's like comedic at this point. And that's basically the way I beat Giratina the first time as well. Just use Umbreon. You finally beat Giratina. I just needed one for that particular fight. And he just leaves. Turning tail and running from this puny human? Pathetic. I was the one who to feed you the power you needed, so that you could take on Arceus. I was the one who gave you the chance to claw open the space-time rift, driving the deity of space and the deity of time mad, so that you could drag the creator out of hiding. How could this happen? Almighty Arceus, if you have any heart within you, then tell me. The blood of the ancient Sinnoh people flows in my veins, does it not? What is it, then, that you find so lacking in me? Do you mean to tell me that this world doesn't need to be remade? I can't live with such questions. I can't bear not satisfying this ache to know. Answer me then, Stent. Do you have some dream that propels you, as I have? Yeah, to go home. So you do. Doubtless that dream of yours would never leave room for the dreams of ones like me. I am the great wielder of Pokemon, and you battle alongside your Pokemon. In the end, I was alone, but not you. You'll fight together with your Pokemon to seize whatever dreams you have. Here, take it. Take the plate that started me on this path. The plate I once received from Giratina. My journey is over. My story ended when I lost to you. Okay, what are you gonna do now? Seeking the remaining plates, that's all of them. I suppose now you've gathered all the plates that's said to exist in this land of Hisui. My Lego piece! What's happening? It's turned into a shell. The Azure Flute. So, that's it. The Azure Flute. It comes to you. So Arceus wishes to meet you. Of all people, you had to be the one. Is that why you were brought to this world? Probably to stop your interloping. God, I've no desire to watch from the sidelines as Arceus comes to you. And I absolutely cannot accept a world in which you would ever manage to defeat Arceus. Someday, I'll solve every riddle in the legends of Hisui's Pokemon. And on that day, I'll stand before Arceus at last. No, I will conquer it! No matter how many years, how many decades, how many centuries it takes me! Okay, bye. I reckon Cynthia would have a lot to say to him. The Defied Pokemon. The last quest. Seek out all the Pokemon there are to meet, then play your fruits upon the die of the Temple of Sinnoh. I suppose we can play it now. No idea why we have to shake when we play it like that. Oh, we're actually playing a tune. Hey, remember this? Remember this from the events, Diamond and Pearl? Yep, but nothing happened. A message appeared on your ARC phone. Seek out all Pokemon. Yep, that's the main thing that's left for us to do. Just seek out and catch all the remaining ones. Of which, there are only 5 left. Let's head back and report our findings. And yeah, never do get an answer as to what happened to Volo. I mean, it's likely that it had descendants which inevitably led to Cynthia, so... I guess ironically his will ended up being undone. Sort of. Unless, somehow, much like Az from X and Y, he managed to persist throughout all the centuries. There we go. Investigated Krogan's poison medicinal properties. Investigated how Silken and Cascan differ. Investigated not saying about Nosepass's handiness. I still don't buy that. And Darkrai. I think that's not so bad. A whole 20,000 points. I'm not certain we'll actually be able to make 10-star. But, I suppose since we're here, there's still a fair few side quests that I can do in the meantime. Main thing first, though, is to just go out and catch all this remaining stuff. Hey! Say, Sent! Have you heard? There's been reports that a huge shadow appeared in the Cobalt coastlands and it just vanished without a trace. Stent, my boy, you must tell me. You went to the Temple of Sinnoh with Volo, correct? What exactly happened? Yeah, he tried to kill me. And then he left. I see. In that case, the shadow of the Cobalt coastlands may be none other than Giratina, the Pokemon that is said to have once been banished to the reverse side of our world. I do believe this calls for a survey. One more for the road. The Cobalt coastlands are pretty vast. I hope you have some idea of where to look. I mean, obviously I do. Yep. Cobalt coastlands. I think there's also another battle we can do here. Or at least another side quest. I noted it when we were actually going out and... Yep, another request right here. We're not going to worry about the massive mouse outbreak at this point, because I think we've had more than enough of that for this playthrough. Let's see who's standing here on the beach. It's Adamon, again. What can I do for you, sir? You know, time changes a lot of things, but the sea always stays the same. The sea is always right! The Celestica people must have looked out at the same view long ago. Well, I mean, probably not exact, erosion and whatnot. So I got a favor to ask you, Stent. What is... Oh, hey, Spheel. It's about something my grandfather told me. He said the adamant crystal has the power to change a mighty Dialga into its otherworldly form. And, I mean, I've already tried that out. I want to see if all the strength my partners and I have has got what it takes to take down mighty Dialga in that otherworldly form. We gotta fight him with only Origin Form Dialga on the team. I suppose we can do that. I think I have some experience crystals so we can just make do. I want to see my Pokemon. I think Dialga is right over here. Is it Dialga or Dialga? I keep getting mixed up on that. Alright, Darkrai's right there. There's Dialga. I still haven't changed Palkia into his origin form, I guess you'd call it. Well, I suppose since we're doing this, I may as well break out the Grit Gravels, because I'm fairly... Yeah, 52! 52 Grit Gravels. Boy howdy. You know, let's just break them out and just level them up real quick. This shouldn't take too long. I will say, I do definitely hope this system does come back in a future game, because... At least in terms of single-player games, it just feels a lot better than the EV-IV system, though. I wouldn't mind seeing like a combination of this and maybe the EV system, because I do at the very least sort of appreciate the customization that comes with it. Like, maybe you'd prioritize a specific stat. I'll just leave that as is for the time being. Back in the box. And I gotta put everyone else in the box. As I completely forgot about that. Alright, sorry fellas, you all did pretty well, except... It is kind of a shame I never did actually get to use Machamp in the final fight, though. I'm guessing there isn't really much that Machamp would be much good against, aside from maybe the, probably Lucario, if Lopunny had gone down. And Arcanine. Alright, let's see how much stronger you become. Mighty Dialga gave us all the gift of time, and I want to see its real power in battle. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Mighty Dialga, let me stand before you as leader of the Diamond Clan to find out in battle what I'm really made of. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, let's see how much stronger you are now. 65. Oh, this is actually fairly even. Even Stevens even. But yeah, I think for this, I'm just gonna nuke ya. You're obviously the biggest threat here, so goodbye. Not one shot, that's surprising. Just a quick attack, though. Those guys are literally just looking around. Crazy. We'll just flash cannon you to finish you off. Just like a little squirt compared to that massive beam. And yeah, I think after the... What is up with those legs? Yeah, after the spectacle my Umbreon put up, I think it's best if I target him next. I know what your capabilities, Umbreon. I'll just go for the flash cannon. And, yeah, I'll just go for another one. You should have made Umbreon your main. This fight would have gone a lot differently if you were using Umbreon instead of Leafeon. You kind of feel base 140 damage. Crazy. Still, I do generally feel bad for Leafeon. It's just... Everyone else fills out all these little fun roles, and Leafeon's just there, just trying to exist. Without really much to help it along. Sheer power of Mighty Dialga. It's too much to comprehend. I'm still shaking even now. But through our battle, I think I understood the will of Mighty Dialga. Isn't it amazing? You battle all out with someone, you really understand them. Imagine if everyone in history partnered up with Pokemon to express himself through battle. Living here would be even more fun. And probably even more dangerous. You'd probably get mugged. We're all just hyping up the main Pokemon world, just be, oh, this magical place, but yes, this magical place where the mountains fail to render. I think I'll have my clan's folks start training up at Jubilife's training grounds. Hope we can count on seeing you there, Stent. Alright, take care. You get a Leaf Stone for our troubles, which would have been useful earlier on when I was trying to find a Leaf Stone to get a Leafeon. Anyways, that's Dialga done. Probably gonna have to... You know, I'm gonna use this opportunity to buff up Palkia as well, because Irida's probably gonna want to have a piece of me as well. Just gonna pop him there. And grab all my grit stuff. We'll just go from there. Forgot to get out the grit dust. Always remember your grit dust, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And of course, he has free guaranteed, I suppose, the equivalent of perfect IVs, which can be denoted by the fact that they start off as frees. And I can just immediately bump them up to 6 in each one. It really just feels super easy to just buff up all your Pokemon to just insane degrees. Like, my Umbreon back there was like rank 10 in basically everything. And you saw how he was able to just completely tank everything Giratina had to throw at it. Both forms, mind you. And I'm not entirely certain, I probably already mentioned this, back when I first played the Gale of Darkness ROM hack Pokemon XG The Next Generation. I picked Umbreon for that, and for pretty much all the evolutions in that game, they all had updated abilities to sort of mirror more so how it is in Gen 6-7, more or less. It's the same as well with a lot of the abilities of a lot of the different Pokemon in there. So you got like Vaporeon with, I think, Hydration, Flareon with Guts, Espeon with Magic Bounce, because I managed to get Magic Bounce working in Gen 3. And Umbreon got Filter. Filter, of course, being a move which is specified an ability which halves the damage of super effective moves. Let's see what other Pokemon get the ability Filter. Let me just check on here. This is one Pokemon which I know gets Filter. Let's see, Filter... Okay, reduces damage from super effective attacks by 25%, so it does 2/3 damage. So Pokemon that get Filter. Mr. Mime, Mime Jr., Revavroom, and most pertinently, Mega Aggron. So yeah, Umbreon I just threw it at the same ability as Mega Aggron. And considering you could also get in that game certain items which reduce the damage of Shadow type attacks, which are super effective against every single type except of a Shadow Pokemon. Considering that's also super effective hits, Umbreon was tanking super powerful Shadow moves to an insane degree, to the point where when things started to drag on in fights and I was trying to catch stuff and failing, and all these powerful Shadow type moves were just bushwhacking my entire team, Umbreon was always the last one standing. As in always, just... It's kind of crazy just how much punishment Umbreon could just tank. I probably should have just picked Umbreon for when I played XG back in the day. If I do play XG again at some points, I probably will, though I'll probably end up playing just standard XD Gale of Darkness before then, because I am hoping to get a new memory card, and I'm probably gonna have an opportunity to just play through that without deleting my old save. Because I can play it on hardware now, and I'd want to do it that way. Well, here we are, the Spring Path again. It's like, if you played Diamond and Pearl, you already know. You already know Giratina's gonna be in here, because where else would he be? There's just this weirdly eerie looking spot with these ruins here and seemingly nothing else. This place was like super weird, just stumbling across it back in the day in regular Diamond and Pearl, just going down that one route. I forget which route it was, the name of it, the route number, just going down that route normally and just seeing this weird path that wasn't there before and following it and hearing the old chateau music. That seems super weird. And then you come across this particular area, which, aside from the lack of stairs, does seem fairly on model for the send-off spring. Unfortunately, though, there's no turn-back cave. I mean, there technically is, it's just no labyrinth part to it. It's just, you walk in here and there he is, just chilling there in his origin form. Hello. I think it'd probably best if I just put Umbreon up at front. You know, just for old time's sake. Can I actually... Nope, nothing. Nothing doing. I guess I just got to, I probably should have saved before that. Oh, I did save outside the cave, so it's fine. Right, hey, Giratina. Ready for round 2. It seems so fitting that it's the Umbreon's name is Kyle. Now, just considering all the Legends Arceus references that have been somewhat made half-heartedly throughout this whole adventure, probably should have thrown a few more in, but I figured most people wouldn't understand the context. Alright, we'll just go with the Snarl. I think Snarl should be enough to just learn. Probably get away with just using 2 of those, actually. And then just chipping in occasionally with baby doll eyes. Yeah, that's pretty perfect. I knew you could do it, Kyle. This sort of thing is why you're my favorite. Obviously, though, I don't have any... Oh. I was gonna say, I don't have any status effect moves, so this is probably gonna go on for a bit, and I get him in 1. Again. Kind of anticlimactic if I don't say so myself. Found something shiny where Giratina was. A Grisius core. Basically just a key item which replaces the Grisius ore, because, of course, hold items don't exist in this game. Alright, time to report back. Can I just teleport from out of here? Yeah, I can. Alright, Professor. I got the thing. Volo eventually returned and told me more about what happened at the Temple of Sinnoh. Oh, he did. I know, he sounded pretty vengeful to me. He said that Giratina... that it chose to protect the land of Hisui after discovering it was no match for you. He said that we should study it and add it to the Pokédex. He wandered off after saying that, saying this was probably the last time we would meet. Also, his hair looked ridiculous for some reason. And I can't help but feel he's far more invested in the completion of the Pokédex than he would have us know. Probably because he wants us to actually get to Arceus. And we got a Grit Rock, nice. Alright, let's head back. There's still 4 more... Yeah, hand in the server results. There's still 4 more Pokemon out there I still need to find. I reckon they're not exactly going to be the most accommodating. Kinda weird that it didn't actually use Shadow Force at all. Would have thought it'd be constantly just throwing out Shadow Force left and right. Return to the village. I probably think I just wasted a whole bunch of points just trying to keep all my level ups on stream. Anyways, oh, there's actually another side quest in the thing. There's still a couple of side quests left. Do you know what Pokemon I'm still missing? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Not to worry, I think this is where we get the quest to actually get them. Oh. Oh hey, what are you doing here? I've just been told of that foul plan Volo had concocted. Well, think no more of that scoundrel. Just another tale of passion burning too bright and consuming its bearer. That is what happens if you allow it to. But what of you? Are you still making progress with your... what do you call your studies on Pokemon? Surveying, was it? Yeah, it's been going alright. Indeed. Well, Hisui still holds more fascinating Pokemon. Shall I speak to you of one of them? Which Pokemon would you like to hear about? Here we go. These are 3 of the 4 we need to get. Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus. We'll start with Tornadus. Ah yes, Tornadus. In every direction it flies, stirring up tremendous storms as it goes. When a blizzard batters the Alabaster Islands, Tornadus may be about. Thundurus. Now, Thundurus. As it flies around, it fires off bolts of lightning every which way. When a rainstorm lashes the Cobalt coastlands, Thundurus may be about. And Landorus. Ah yes, Landorus. The Pokemon hailed as the guardian of the fields. It seems it can be glimpsed in the Obsidian Fieldlands. Perhaps you'd be so good as to catch it for me? Yeah, I'm done, thanks. I know not why these 3 have chosen to show themselves. Especially since they're not from Sinnoh, they're from Unova. Perhaps the cause lies in the space-time rift, or simply with their own whims. I suppose their stirring up storms and casting bolts of lightning may trouble you aplenty, but nature has need of such things. If you wish to know more, you best study the Pokemon for yourself. When you've completed the entries of your Pokédex for Tornadus, Landorus, and Thundurus, come and speak with me. The Incarnate Voices of Hisui. I'm not entirely certain if it's specifically completes all the stuff, complete the Pokédex entries, or just catch them. I'm willing to bet it's actually completing the entries, so... I may end up just spending the rest of the stream just on the side quests I missed off. Or, you know, I could probably just do a bit of a longer stream. Just finally bring this to a close. Okay, the Incarnate Forces of Hisui. We'll start off, I think, in the Alabaster Islands. I'll have to actually figure out exactly where these guys can be found, because I imagine it's a little bit on the tougher side. It does seem to be snowing a fair bit, though. Okay. Should be just out in the Icelands. I reckon it shouldn't be too difficult to spot. I thought that was closer. I'm sure it should be fairly easy to find, though. I reckon I am gonna need to go and just buy a whole bunch more Sticky Globs, because I remember these fights being particularly annoying for that. Let's see, where is this fiend? I need some kind of easy mark to hit. Yeah, I'm not gonna fall for that. I was gonna say it would be fairly easy to spot, but I guess not. Look at that pop-in, just seeing all these Pokemon teleport in. It's like Frontiers all over again. Plenty of Glalie around here, though, so that may be some kind of trouble. Maybe I need to actually just settle down and wait for the weather. Okay, only encounter during a blizzard, so... maybe I'll just have to sleep, rest here a bit until the weather picks up. I suppose it seems fairly self-explanatory. That's not what I want. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep re-rolling weather until it gets particularly bad. And it's actually a blizzard, not just snowfall. That's not good. Well, it does seem to be snowing a fair bit more. I don't think this is quite the weather we need, though. Okay, snowflake with wind. That's the one we want. This may take a little bit, though. So hopefully your week's been good, at the very least. Just not really much that needs really doing here. In terms of more Pokemon games I'd want to stream, I mean, I've already mentioned wanting to Nuzlocke Sapphire at some point. Probably streaming Colosseum and XD at some point as well, just like, just, vanilla Colosseum XD without any ROM hacks or mods or... That's not what we want. No adulterants. That's what I'm looking for. Just a straight up nice playthrough Colosseum or XD. As that's mostly seemingly... I suppose the sort of games I just sort of gravitate towards. Who knows, maybe I may end up doing some more ROM hacks like me. Oh. This looks promising. There we go. Not sure how long the weather will hold, but we'll take our chances. This, I'm fairly certain, is the sort of weather which Tornado spawns in. Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to find. See, there he is. And then I also have to deal with all these Glalie, which, may be an issue. The main thing about Tornadus is he's obviously summons all these tornadoes for you to deal with, and just zooms around the map real quick. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with all these Glalies. This is ridiculous. Never actually get to see how strong... Oh, that's a palpable hit. Yeah, I'll probably just give it a snarl, though, just to sort of soften it up a little bit. As it does negligible damage. Also, probably thinking Blizzard probably has guaranteed hits out here. That ain't good. And of course I get Frostbite. Wonderful. Probably gonna take... Okay, that's not good. I need Machamp. I need Machamp now. Umbreon probably wasn't the best choice to bring into this particular fight. Yep, Machamp, come out here now. It's so weird seeing Glalie with Icicle Crash of all things. Then again, I'm mostly used to Glalie using Explosion. Can I go, please? Can I go? There we go. Thank you. I forgot I don't have Bullet Punch. Oh well. Just trying to think of what else I could probably end up doing. Should this go over into another stream? Probably. I may end up at least doing some of the Path of Solitudes just to showcase how they work. More likely though, I'm thinking of just... Did you just super armor my sticky globs? Also, yeah, I remember these particular encounters being quite annoying. And of course, you need to weaken them down with sticky globs and such, but they keep running away and hitting you with these attacks which are really hard to dodge. Like, look at that. You just walk straight into them. Well, you know, it just puts them right in front of you, so you walk into them and just... There we go. And my HUD is gone. Guess we're just gonna have to battle. Level 70. I'm just gonna go in with an Ice Punch. That shouldn't oh, that did one. Good going, Machamp. Take two. This may take a little bit. But at least I know the, how to get it down now. I think more than anything I mostly remember Tornadus being a lot more annoying since he's on the water. I remember that at the very least. Like, Landorus I don't really remember too much about. But I suppose that's mostly it, really, isn't it? I think then we'll just have to dedicate this, the rest of the stream just to dedicating it to capturing these free Pokemon. And then for the last stream we'll just, I suppose, do a little bit of wrap-up. I think you can re-challenge the nobles as well, so we might look into that. Just as a sort of, wrapping up of all the stuff. Yeah, Glalie, you need to go. And thankfully, I know the perfect thing to get rid of you now. There you go. Okay, there's Landorus. Yeah, these are so much... You're in my way, sir. Oh, two of them. I just love how this particular one just decided, oh, I want to be part of this battle too, and just sort of appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, it's probably best to just get rid of these anyway, just so you're not constantly targeting the wrong thing. And hey, more free experiences is always good to have. Whoa, Nelly. It just sets up a wall in front of you. I suppose just to punish you for just running in blindly. Oh! Well, that one was kind of so ridiculous. Get back here. Also, you're also annoying me. You have to go. It's a shame, though, because I do kind of like Glalie. I've been playing around with it a little bit in Gen 3 competitive, and it's been surprisingly fun to do. It's just sort of a fun lead alternative. It would also be nice to have a means of actually healing. You got in the way. Yep. Just hunting down Tornadus. This may take a little bit. I'm still predicting Thunderous is going to be much more of a pain. Where did he even go? Still annoyed he just gets super armor there. Yeah, this, definitely gonna take a while. More stronger than your team? I'm not entirely certain how, much stronger than my team for Volo. I mean, considering all the Pokemon I had to catch beforehand and all the grit items I was able to get, it wasn't really hard for me to prepare. Even the first time I fought him, I was like massively over-leveled. To the point where I was wondering, why are people having such a big problem against Volo? I suppose, that in itself is sort of the reason. Alright, take free. Oh, that's nice. He's getting stun locked into his thing. I think, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more cautious from here on out. Just, you know, get low on health, just go away for a little bit and just heal up, I suppose. I'll get rid of you first. You're the bigger threat. Also, yeah, very nice idea to just pluck him down in this massive field filled with Glalies. Even back then I remember this part of the game not exactly being the most enjoyable. Oh, and another Glalie. Wonderful. Fine, I'll take you down as well. There you go. Seemingly takes forever for your health to come back, I've noticed. Wonder if they look at chat? Yeah, I do. I just focused on the game at this point. Just trying and failing to catch tornadoes. Oh, that was just cheap. Alright, are you kidding me? Literally cheap shot by another Glalie. Ugh. There has to be like a trick to this, isn't there? It'd probably be better to actually save closer to the area as well, I'm thinking. You know, just so I don't have to do this long flight there every time I mess up. Then again, there is also that swine up there. That would make things potentially quite annoying. What kind of a name is Prosperity? Alright, new plan. Just clear out all the Glalie first. What is going on with the trees? Alright. Any and all Glalies around here need to go. I could just use jet balls, but I don't want to waste them on these. It's crazy too, because the first time... I think the first time I actually just... managed to get him down first try, but here... Nope. Gotta contend with all these Glalies. I'll have to check actually to see how effective dodge rolling is. Because I'm pretty certain you can't just dodge roll into the thing. Also, what is targeting me at the moment? Nope. Oh no. Yeah, I'm... Oh... Literally couldn't do anything. And the worst thing is, if I try to save after defeating all the things, they probably just respawn again. Alright, let's try this again. I feel like this would be a lot easier if the globs had a better range to them. Because right now it feels like I can't hit them no matter what I do. At least I'm fairly certain. I'll probably have to check. You believe in me? Thank you. Thank you. Just trying my best. And you need to go. Really going out with those emojis, huh? Feels like it's been a bit. You know, I may as well just save to just see if that worked. It probably didn't, but it's the thought that counts. Like, as soon as you line up a shot, he immediately just... It just feels more cheap than anything. Yeah, getting rid of all the glalie. Agreed. I'm happy doing that. I guess agreed. Yeah. Not entirely certain if saving would actually do anything, but I'll try. Oh, that is cheap. It's like when he knocks you down, he just hits you with another one immediately, and you can't get up, and you're basically just a sitting duck. Well, at least we got to see if the glalie stayed despawned. And needless to say, these particular encounters, not fun. Alright. Fro muttered that very manly Pokemon. Okay, they're all still despawned. That's good. That makes my life so much easier. I'm probably just gonna have Braviary on standby. Just so I can just sort of airlift if things go awry. There's literally no way I could have seen that. The worst thing is, when I go to line up a shot, he just moves away immediately, and I don't get a chance. Like, you see that, right? I threw and he just... Tried not getting Oh. Oh. I don't have any smoke bombs. Oh, I do have smoke bombs. Never mind. I completely forgot about this. Yeah, I can just go over there. Yeah, this, needless to say, make things a lot easier. I can't believe I forgot about the smoke bombs. Suppose it sort of confirms I never was cut out to be a ninja. Alright, into battle. Not sure how that's supposed to work against tornadoes, though. It would be interesting to at least try. I'll just go for an Agile Style Snarl just to see... just to sort of gauge my damage. Okay, I think I can get away with another one of those. Yeah. Not sure if one jet ball is going to be enough, but considering Giratina, maybe? Nope. Well, it was worth a shot. I could probably just keep him baited with baby doll eyes as well. Personally think the forces of nature are insanely underrated. I mean, in terms of sort of fan reception, I can get that. In terms of competitive, definitely not. I mean, For the longest time, I resented Landorus Therian a lot because I was sort of the one person who didn't really want to use legendaries at all when I did competitive, but Landorus Therian sort of made it so you had to use one, and even then, not even counting Landorus Therian, just Incarnate Tornadus with Prankster, and Therian Tornadus with Regenerator. Hate how manly it is? I don't mind it. I can definitely see it sort of appeals to a certain sort of person. Though, of course, since it says legendaries, I haven't really made much of an attempt to really use one on a playthrough. Okay, return to the village. That just leaves a massive amount. That just leaves 3 more Pokemon to find in this entire game. As to whether or not we'll have time for them, probably not. If anything, we're definitely going to be wrapping up things in next week. Definitely need to sell some things, though. I'm not going to be needing revives. I barely use them in my playthrough anyways. Yeah. I guess that'll do. Who can I use this Grit Rock on? Probably you. Very powerful, I mean the Pokemon themselves. Yeah, let's just go with that. Right, what do I need? Okay, need spoiled apricorns and more balls of mud. You're literally just selling balls of mud, huh? Okay, you're not selling balls of mud. That would have been pretty funny though, just like, here, have just this ball of mud. And this spoiled apricorns. I think I probably am just better off just buying more at the store. I don't think I'm gonna need that many more smoke bombs though. Mostly just sticky globs. Seriously, 3,000 for a max revive, oh. Alright. Time for the one I've been dreading most. Thunderous. I consider him a lot worse than Tornadus just for the fact that, you fight him on Basque Legion, meaning your maneuverability is a lot worse. Not entirely certain as to whether or not this is the appropriate weather for it, but we can try it nonetheless. Well, I imagine the weather for it is a lot more strict. I think Tornadus is more so out towards here among all the Gyarados. So that's gonna be fun. Generally speaking, I feel that the weather trio, forces of nature. Let's go with that. I always found them to be generally just quite weird. Mostly with just the introduction of their Therian forms. It's like, sure, you have all these cool-looking, genie-looking Pokemon, and then they just have different forms which you just get by playing this random 3DS augmented reality game. It just seems so strange. Also, we're gonna have to do this again. This gonna keep constantly re-rolling for that good weather. Or more specifically, bad weather. Evening? I'm probably just gonna have to double check. Specifically the weather we need, because I am fairly certain it's also going to be quite specific. Yeah, it's gotta be specifically a thunderstorm. I suppose in that way it is kind of reminiscent of encountering them in Black and White 1 and 2. I suppose more specifically Black and White 1, where you're just walking to a route and all of a sudden it starts raining. I thought that was pretty cool. From what I recall, at the very least, Landorus was a fair... There we go, that's the weather we need. A bad omen if I ever did see one. Alright. Let's go wrangle some Gyarados. I have no idea if smoke bombs are going to be effective at all, but we're going to try nonetheless. It's going to save here at the coast. There he is. Again, no idea if smoke bombs are going to be effective on the water at all. Just gotta sort of use them like islands. Yeah, those particular lightning sort of clouds it puts up, way more annoying to deal with. Still though, the smoke bombs just make this so much easier. I'm definitely running low on sticky clubs though. That's a worry. Sort of surprised none of the Pokemon are freaked out about there being literal smoke on the water here. Thunderous, so... Obviously, back when I first played Gen 5, I got White 1 and 2, so needless to say, the Pokemon I got as my particular force of nature was Thunderous, and I've come to realize now, especially back in the day, just how good it really was. Just... I thought inherently that Thunderous Variant was the better... Whoa. Yeah. Apparently that's just a move it can use now. I mean, I generally like its color scheme as well, just to sort of reminds me of that particular, like, 90s-esque pattern, sort of like late 80s, early 90s, just that particular color scheme. Just the fact that it came with Prankster Thunder Wave. That in itself, along with just being generally a fast, heavy-hitting machine as well, just... This thing just felt like it was cheating, almost. Also, I kind of find it amusing that this particular Pokemon, I think maybe Tornadus as well, got its very own representation in Power World. So like a little baby version, that just... I thought that was amusing. Can you please land your baby doll eyes, please? We're trying to live. This may be awkward though, because obviously Umbreon is my big tank. The one who's supposed to soak up all the hits, and if he goes down, it's only there we go. I'm gonna say it's only a matter of time before everyone else goes down with him. Bingo. Not what I needed to do. Basky Legion, please. Also managed to get some good dex info on it, seeing it use its new move, Wallbolt Storm. I suppose it is pretty cool about this game, the fact that the Incarnate Trio actually got their very own signature moves. As opposed to make up for the lack of any Gen 5 remakes. Just like, hey, you know these cool looking Jin Pokemon, which is sort of dominated competitive for basically until Incineroar existed? Here they got a brand new move. Seems bizarre, out of all the forces of nature to really flourish in this sort of Gen 9 era, Incarnate Tornadus was the one, just for how well it teamed up with Urshifu. Just to sort of cheat and break the game entirely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell these potions. I'm gonna think about all this stuff I need to sell just to get some more sticky gloves, because please... you know what? Forgive me, I have sinned. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, I need to use like a bunch of these, but... I guess not. Can I please just get into the shop? I need to buy more globs. I can't have too many globs. Alright, last one. What? Yes, caught one singular Pokemon. I've already completed the thing on Thunderous, wow. So, here's my thinking. After I've caught this last one, we'll see if we need to complete the Pokédex entries, and if we do, I'll do those off stream, and we'll finish up the rest of this game next week, when I've finally caught every single Pokémon. Last one... Ramanas Fieldlands, and seems there's thunderstorms there as well. Interesting. All the way down there on Ramanas Island, when it's conveniently a massive mass outbreak as well. This is gonna be interesting. Can you please get up there, wide here, please? We're already running the clock as it is. Seriously though, I feel kind of embarrassed now, just the, just how easy it is now, just knowing that smoke bombs exist. Okay, there's just a big Alpha Floatzel over there, and Landorus is supposedly around here somewhere. I remember specifically, he's supposedly on... back here on Ramanas Island. Hanging out with... there he is, right next to Infernape. Because of course he is. He's gonna save up, just in case anything goes wrong. I will admit, the whole Ramanas Island thing never really sat right with me. Just being the sort of person who generally didn't like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and just seeing the sort of revisionist version of the Sinnoh region. Apom, can you move? Can you move, Apom? Thank you. And Landorus just comes right back to... Infernape, please don't spot me. Please don't spot me, Infernape. I don't want to have to fight you as well. Yeah, this is definitely going a lot smoother. Though Landorus is a... I didn't expect him to go nearly... not nearly as far as, Staravia, can you not? Staravia! Thank you. Okay, Landorus. The big one of the bunch. I do kind of find it hilarious that despite all the flack his incarnate form, his Furrian form is gone, just for consuming all competitive up until like Gen 8. His incarnate form is even better, just for the fact that it gets sheer force. And of course, if you know sheer force, you know how you can abuse it with life orb. Just the fact that you can just... I never got how that works, actually. The fact that just sheer force just negates life orb recoil. And stacks with its damage buff. Just... why would you design it like that? This seems like it was just rife for abuse. It just feels like an ability that's out of touch, if anything. Like there was just this one exploit and they just left it in. I mean, granted, it's definitely helped certain Pokemon flourish, like Nidoking and Feraligatr, but giving that sheer force to Landorus with its legendary stats. Why would you? Why would you do that and just... oh great, I'm being targeted by Staravia again. Need to go. Need to check as well. Is there any... okay, we should be good. I was also thinking there was another side quest I need to do at this point, but I think given the time, I'm gonna just go see Kogita, see if we still need to do stuff, and then I think we're gonna wrap it there. Didn't do quite as much as I wanted to, but now I know for certain. Next stream is going to be the last stream I do of this game. So look forward to that. Return to the village, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, hopefully this won't be too much of a arduous process compared to how catching every single Pokemon in the game before this was. I mean, I potentially could have... you know what? I think I can sort of make up for it by getting to rank 10 as well. May as well. Yep, completed the Pokédex entries. We need to do that, so... I'm gonna be back next week after I've done that. Get all the stuff I need to get to Temp Star to just round out this whole ordeal, and... next week... we'll catch whatever this last Pokemon... look at this! There's just one more we need to get in the Crimson Mylons, and we should be done. There's just one more that comes after Landorus, and then Arceus himself. And no Shaman, obviously, but yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Hopefully you have a good rest of the evening. And we'll be back to finally wrap up this game for good. But until then, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.